Hello, I'd like to share some information with you today in regards to the 5 stages of grief and learning about emotions after loss. Um, this information today is written by Jody Clark and was reviewed by Amy Morin, and it's coming from verywellmind.com. So, the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So, denial is the first stage. Denial helps us minimize the overwhelming pain of loss. As we process the reality of the loss, we also try to survive the emotional pain. Our reality has shifted completely in the moment of loss. It can take our mind some time to adjust to the new reality. We are reflecting on experiences we've shared with the person we've lost, and we might find ourselves wondering how to move forward without the person. Denial is not only an attempt to pretend that the loss does not exist, it also protects us. Um, we also try to absorb and understand what is happening. So, anger. Anger is common to experience after the loss of a loved one. We are trying to adjust to new realities, and we're likely experiencing extreme emotional discomfort. There is so much process that happens that anger might feel like it allows us to have an emotional outlet. Anger tends to be the first thing that we feel when we start to release emotions related to loss. You can leave your feelings isolated in your experience and perceived as unapproachable by others in moments when we can benefit from comfort, connectivity, and reassurance. Third stage is bargaining. When coping with loss, and can cause us to consider any way that we can to avoid the current pain or the pain that we are anticipating from the loss. There are many ways that a person can try to bargain. An example of this is, I promise to do better if you let this person come back. While bargaining, we also tend to focus on the personal faults and regrets. We might look back at our interactions with the person we're losing, and of all times kind of feeling what pain may have been caused. It is common, though, to recall times when we may have said things and may not have meant it, and wish that we can kind of go back and behave differently. There's depression that can take place during the experience of grief. There comes a time when our imaginations calm down, and we are slowly start to look at the reality of our present situation. Bargaining no longer feels like an option, and we're faced with what is indeed happening. In those moments, we tend to pull inward as sadness grows. We might find ourselves retreating, being less sociable, and reaching out less to others in what we are kind of going through. Although this is very rare natured of the part of grief, dealing with depression after loss of a loved one can be isolating. If you or a loved one are struggling with depression, please contact SAMHSA. That's the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration National Hotline. And their number is 800-662-4357, and or please seek the assistance and support of a mental health provider that can help support you through the grieving process. There's then acceptance. When we come to a place of acceptance, it is that we no longer feel the pain of the loss. However, we are only kind of no longer resisting the reality of the situation, and we are not struggling to make it something different than what it is. Sadness and regret can still be present at this time, but emotional survival tactics of denial, bargaining, and other processes like anger are less likely to be present. So those are the 5 stages. This is a two-part. We are going to later then discuss the types of grief. I hope that you all found this information to be of assistance, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of your day.